Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about Hedy Lamarr and the story behind her. So Hedy Lamarr is kind of almost like a long lost actress in Hollywood, and she was very popular during the golden age of Hollywood. She was an Austrian American actress during MGM's golden age who also left her mark on technology. And she helped develop an early technique for spread spectrum communications. So Hedy Lamarr starred in such films as Tortilla Flat, Lady of the Tropics, Boomtown, Samson and Delilah, with the likes of Clark Gable and Spencer Tracy. Lamarr was also a scientist, co-inventing an early technique for spread spectrum communications, the key to many wireless communications of our present day. A recluse later in life, Lamarr died in her Florida home in the year 2000. So Lamarr was born Hedwig Eva Maria Kiesler on November 9th, 1914 in Vienna, Austria. Discovered by an Austrian film director as a teenager, she gained international notice in 1933 with her role in the sexually charged film Ecstasy. After her unhappy marriage ended with Fritz, a wealthy Austrian manufacturer who sold arms to the Nazis, she fled to the United States and signed a contract with MGM Studio in Hollywood under the name Hedy Lamarr. Upon the release of her first American film, co-starring Charles Boyer, Lamarr became an immediate box office sensation. Often referred to as one of the most gorgeous and exotic of Hollywood's leading ladies, Lamarr made a number of well-received films during the 1930s and 1940s. Notable among them were Lady of the Tropics, which was 1939, Boomtown 1940. It was also the first choice for the 1943 classic film Casablanca, but the part eventually went to Ingrid Bergman. So here are some shocking facts about Hedy Lamarr. So the first shocking fact is Hedy Lamarr's first film was banned by the Pope and Hitler. Lamarr soared to international stardom at the age of 18 when she appeared in the 1930 film Ecstasy. While some critics today have declared Ecstasy an art house classic, its nudity and sexual nature were considered scandalous when it was originally released. The Pope denounced the film at the Vatican newspaper, and the Catholic Legion of Decency condemned it, and Hitler banned it in Germany because Lamarr, then Hedwig Kiesler, was Jewish. And the next shocking fact about Hedy Lamarr is she was the model for Snow White and Catwoman. With her dark black hair and red cherry lips and porcelain doll complexion, Lamarr's beauty was simultaneously classic and exotic, making her the perfect model for Disney's Snow White. Lamarr was also the inspiration for Catwoman in the original Batman comics. Most recently, actress Anne Hathaway studied Lamarr's voice while preparing for the role of Catwoman in the 2012 film The Dark Knight Rises. And the next fact is she's a rock star at Google. Google paid tribute to Lamarr in a smart and stylish 2015 Google Doodle celebrating her 101st birthday. According to Jennifer Holm, who designed the doodle, Lamarr has a kind of mythical status at Google. Within the nerd community at Google, Hedy Lamarr is a beloved figure. She remarked in a blog, "We love highlighting stories about women's achievements in science and technology. When the story involves a 1940s star turned inventor who helped develop technologies we use with our smartphones today, we had to share it with the world." And the next fact is she's in the Mel Brooks film Blazing Saddles. In one moment in Mel Brooks' comedy, Blazing Saddles, is when Harvey Korman suggests it's not Hedy, it's Hedy Lamarr. Brooks, the subject of a popular American Masters documentary, Mel Brooks, Make a Noise, named Korman's convincing character Hedy Lamarr as an affectionate, tongue-in-cheek homage to the actress, but she was not amused. She sued Warner Brothers and was awarded a small out-of-court settlement and an apology from Brooks for almost using her name. And the next shocking fact about Hedy Lamarr is she received a patent for her invention. Lamarr teamed up with avant-garde composer George Antheil to create her frequency hopping technology, basing its functionality on player pianos. They received a patent from the National Inventors Council for their idea in 1942 and shared it with the Navy. But Lamarr was told to sell kisses for war bonds instead. Their technology was used decades later during the Cuban Missile Crisis, but they never earned any money from it and the patent had expired. And another shocking fact is she produced her own movies. Lamarr was often frustrated by the limited roles she was offered while under contract with MGM, such as The Throng-Clad Seductress and White Cargo. When her contract lapsed, she produced her own films, including The Strange Woman, 1946, Dishonored Lady, 1947, and the epic The Loves of Three Queens, 1954. I don't recall anyone except Hedy who went out and actually produced a movie. It was very unusual in 1946, says Robert Osborne, longtime TMC host and Lamarr's close friend. The system didn't welcome it. They didn't want movie stars producing their own films, especially the woman. And another shocking fact is she was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. While Lamarr didn't receive the widespread recognition she deserved for the groundbreaking technology she invented, she was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame in 2014. And in 1977, at age 84, she was honored with the American Electronic Frontier Foundation's Pioneer Award. According to Richard Rhodes, author of Hedy's Folly, The Life and Breakthrough Inventions of Hedy Lamarr, when the foundation called to tell her about the award, she replied, "Well, it's about time." And I found a bunch of quotes from Hedy Lamarr that I thought would add to this. And here's the first quote. "Any girl can be glamorous. All you have to do is stand still and look stupid." And the next quote is, "I've met the most interesting people while flying or on a boat. These methods attract the kind of people I want to be with." And the next quote is, "I advise everyone not to save. Spend your money. Most people save all their lives. Money is to be enjoyed." And the next quote is, "If you use your imagination, you can look at any actress and see her nude. I hope you make use of your imagination." Next quote is, "I must quit marrying men who feel inferior to me. Somewhere there must be a man who could be my husband and not feel inferior. I need a superior, inferior man." And the next quote is, "The world isn't getting any easier. With all these new inventions, I believe that people are hurried more and pushed more. The hurried way is not the right way. You need time for everything. Time to work, time to play, time to rest." And the next quote is, "Perhaps my problem in marriage, and it is the problem of many women, was to want both intimacy and independence. It is a difficult line to walk, yet both needs are important to a marriage." And the last quote is, "Hope and curiosity about the future seemed better than guarantees. That's the way I was. The unknown was always so attractive to me and still is." And one of those quotes about money was interesting because I read that Hedy Lamarr basically spent all her money over and over again in her life, and she basically wound up with nothing, living like pretty much on food stamps in Florida towards the end of her life, and kind of would go in disguise and became a recluse and really never came out into the public eye. So she kind of didn't sustain her career. She kind of just fell out later in life, kind of after I think the mid-1950s, and kind of just went off the radar. And it's kind of sad that she really didn't get the recognition that she deserved until later in life. And if you haven't seen the documentary Bombshell about Hedy Lamarr, I highly recommend it. It's really good and kind of talks about how she basically helped invent Wi-Fi, which we use so much today. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want me to feature any other long lost old Hollywood movie stars. And I'll see you guys again soon. All right, bye.